Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Extraordinary Women, the platform where we talk about the unseen forces shaping our lives, our decisions, and sometimes even our destiny. Now, today's episode is a little different, y'all. All right. Because for the first time in the 5 year history of this show, we have a man joining us. Okay. And not just any man. All right. Today, we are joined by King Simon, a world renowned numerologist extraordinaire, a man who has spent decades studying the hidden language of numbers and how they influence our lives. Some people say numbers are just math, but others believe numbers carry vibration, patterns, and messages about our purpose, timing, relationships, and even our success. So today's conversation is titled The Numbers Never Lie. And by the end of this show, you may look at your birthday, your address, your phone number, or even repeating numbers a little bit differently. King Simon, my man, my man, my man. Okay. My man. Okay. You're the only one who would get that title. My man, my man, my man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to Extraordinary Women.
I am honored to be here, or to be the first divine masculine on your show, and male and man. And I'm happy that you are doing your show. You know, you've been a very important and integral part of my life in my promotion and production, but also we've known each other for a while, even in my promotional world in New York City. So yeah, from SOBs, you know me from. So. And now you're insurance lady for the stars. Now you're in the stars.
You're the
stars. You star, rah.
Just so people know a little bit about our background, King Simon was he was everything in New York. Okay. He used to run this club called SOB, Sounds of Brazil. And one day I was working for the New York Times newspaper as an advertising sales executive. And I called him up asking, did he want to buy some ad space? And he was like, no, but you can come down to the club, but I'll put you on VIP.
Because I had no control over that. I had no control over that side.
So I went down to the club, and this man hooked me up for years. I was able to see Will Downing, Rachelle Farrell, Kindred in the Family Soul. Bilal flirted with me in your club, and we was about to take things further in the bathroom, but I said, nah, don't do that.
Who Bilal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bilal frequents some of the SOBs, but he also frequents some of my conscious events too. So big up to Bilal.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Gotta see him. So anywho,
Bilal.
King, first of all,
yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, because you are more than just the numerologist. Tell us a little bit more about who you are.
Man, sister, I am your brother. I am a brother that has been doing this thankfully from since I was 14, but officially the catalyst was when Lloyd Strayhorn, I met and started indulging in Lloyd Strayhorn's information in 1989. After leaving 5% community, 5%, because in the 5%, they always teaching about the numbers. 5%, big up to the 5% gods and earth. They always teaching about the numbers. And also, then going into the Ansarullah, he taught about the numbers from either the Arab or Abjad perspective, the Islamic form of numerology, or the Arab form of numerology, the original Arab. And also, because he was also into Hebrewism, he also gave us some of the Hebrew numbers. So we also got into that. And then when I left there in 88, Lloyd Strayhorn was on the radio, and I called in on February 1st on my birthday on 1989. And sure enough, we was on Gary Bird's show, Imhotep Gary Bird on WLIV, and he read my name and my numbers like a book. And from there, I was totally convinced to go in that direction. And ever since, me and Lloyd have been friends ever since 1989, after that whole year of doing what I had to do, and even being in the reggae business, being number 5 on the reggae chart also. And that's why my first book, No Promotion is Bad Promotion, was the first book that I put out before I even put out a numerology book, because of my promotional prowess and what I did. And that came out in 2012. But Lloyd always kept on encouraging me. So I found out that I was one of the first of his offset student, an offshoot student, because I never took a formal class with Lloyd. I was just studying all different numerologists. And then, but he had a liking to me because he was also an Aquarius like myself. And then moving forward into writing my first book, which was published by a company called Unk Productions, Unk Publications, first, and then I did it myself, and then I gave it to Dr. Laila Africa. No promotion, bad promotion. Then I gave him Numbers of Simple People Are Complicated, and I gave him Numbers of Simple Children's Health is Important. And each one of them, you can find it on my Linktree / King Simon. I have 5 books on Linktree. I have 8 books altogether because I also have ebooks. But
Right.
it all started right from the 5%, but most of all, what really grasped me and pulled me in were the times when my grandmother used to always remember people's birthday, and she had those big box of cards back in the day, and she'll send them all out to everybody from Jamaica to Cuba, to the nurses that she knew and doctors that she knew here in America, because she was a midwife and a nurse. And she always got there on time. She always mailed them out. And she always used to ask me or my cousins to mail out these letters. And I was always wondering why she always knew birthdays like that. And sure enough, I realized why it gravitated to me eventually. Because my grandmother was born June the 22nd now, under a master number frequency. So I totally got it after that. She was a Cancer. That's why I love Cancer women like yourself. She was a Cancer just like you. Both of my grandmothers are Cancers, which is interesting.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Okay.
And in astrology, Cancer is my Jupiter. My Cancer's in Jupiter. So
you did say that before. Yeah.
So I expand in Cancer with family and friends, and all that. I'm very good at with that when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Friends, especially awesome. Friendship. I keep friends for years. I know friends for like 30 plus, 40 something, 50 years. I can go there. That's how deep I go. Friends. That's that Cancer, yo. That's that Cancer energy. So, and because Cancer has that loyalty attached to it.
We do.
I like loyalty. And I'd rather you be
loyal. We are very loyal people.
That's why I was watching a Buju Banton on Queen's Flex show, and he said loyalty and respect. And he's a Cancer too. He's born July the 15th. So I understood when he said that. He born under that birthday there. So I understood when he said he liked loyalty and respect. That's what Cancers need.
I love that. That's what's up. Yeah.
So I've been doing it for a while, man.
I love that. Yeah. I always wanted to know, how did you segue from, the club life to that? Because I heard, you used to be on WBLS.
I did. No, to clarify, I did commercials for BLS and LIB, but I was on WWRL, I was on WNWK, I was on WPAT, I was on underground radio stations out here too. So, those were the things that I kept on doing while I was doing television. I did BCAT. I did C-SPAN 2. I was on my television show, Caribbean Soul, was on C-SPAN 2, BCAT. So I was also hosting that along with my cousin and his best friend. So we was doing what we had to do. Simultaneously, I was doing a lot of things. Hosting big shows at Randall's Island, at SOBs, at Temptations nightclub, sometimes at Forest Hill Stadium, some of the biggest reggae hip-hop shows that they combine sometimes at some of these major venues. So I really, I had a life. I lived a life doing what I had, that I love, doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
That part, very important. I tell everybody, do what you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life. That's important.
Exactly.
So
all right. Well, let's get into it, King. Let's start at the beginning.
Do what you got to do.
For people who never heard about numerology, some people think that this is the demon's work. I done heard so many things.
Yeah, I heard it too.
But tell us, what exactly is numerology, and how did numbers become connected to destiny and life paths? But first, what is numerology?
Numerology, the study of numbers. That's all it means. Basically, that's what all it means. It's just that over the years, it has had negative connotations because, a lot of people will give the study of numbers to Pythagoras, but we know that Pythagoras left and studied amongst the melanated individuals, or deeply melanated individuals, throughout Kemet, Africa, and different parts of the world for like 22 plus years, but they said 22 years. And some would even say that Pythagoras didn't exist, but it was a group of people that called themselves Pythagoras, and Pythagoras might mean Ptah and something else, and Horus, Ptah, Horus, which makes similar sounds, So again, there's a big debate on that if he existed or not. They just had a group of people that called themselves the Pythagoreans that was studying constant metaphysical numbers, its connection to sound and all that. And even the word numerology didn't come about until 1907. It was a woman, an adoptee named Dr. Julia Seton that actually
Mhm.
coined the word numerology after she studied with one of the highly influential numerologists named a woman named Miss Ballet, Dow Ballet, who was an extraordinary numerologist that dealt with the vibrations and all that kind of connection back in those days. But they had a whole institute for like 25 to 30 years going on. Even in those days when they were studying vibrations and patterns and cycles and sequences, because that's what we're dealing with numbers. That's why I never call it psychic, because all of us have intuition. It's
Do.
just, are we willing to connect the intuition with the pattern, cycles, and sequences of either I Ching, astrology, cardology, numerology, all of it? Because all of these modalities came to help us. And although people might say because of religious influence, and we got to remember, why would they try to take away the connection of us as microcosmic individuals away from the macrocosmic understanding of the universe, like in astrology, in connection to astronomy, because of over 800 to 900 plus years, as I've studied with other astrologers. And big up to people like Samuel F. Reynolds and Ra'aku and all these great people that I've studied and watched and get my own books and all that. I understand that at one time, astrology and astronomy was one and the same, that you could not do the other because they
It
wanted to
was.
make the connection between macro and micro, knowing that we are, like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, we are particles of the universe.
Yeah.
So you can't separate the two, but if you wanted to separate it, you're going to try to create division and misunderstanding. And that's what has happened over the years. That's why people would fix their face to say numbers is the devil or it's pseudo and all that kind of stuff. But yet you got the book of numbers in your Bible. That just don't make no sense
Exactly.
to
Like
me.
make that make sense. And it's
They don't
so
make
funny because if you look behind any billionaire, they use these sciences in order to get ahead in society.
Well,
Whereas
that's what that was what said in that was what said in J.P. Morgan's books, his biography, autobiography, and also the woman that taught him, which was Angelina Adams or Evangelina. I believe it starts with an E, but it was her last name was Adams. I actually have her biography, but I it's in storage in Georgia, so it is
yeah.
what it is. But yeah, she has it. She was one of his teachers,
It's
J.P.
just so
Morgan.
funny. This is Women's History Month, so I'm so happy that you're mentioning that a lot of women were very
Yeah.
instrumental in the creation of this art.
It
This
makes
is
sense. It makes
yeah,
sense.
this is
And
beautiful.
again, it's a balance thing, but Pythagoras was the one that they called, but you got to remember when it came from the Chaldeans. Was a community and a nation, like a community of people that
Mhm.
practiced these different mystical sciences. And big up to the book called Africa Counts, which was given the introduction by Dr. John Henry Clark, but her name is Claudia Velasquez. I always butcher her name, but you can look up that book called Africa Counts, and the introduction was done by one of our esteemed elders, Dr. John Henry Clark. And I always like to talk about books like that. And I've studied so many. Sometimes you know so much that you forget how much you have read over the
Yeah,
years,
you
and it
do.
just
Yeah.
starts coming to you at different points. It's just like having this phone book, this phone dial on my shirt. You know what I'm saying?
I
This
like that
is
shirt. One,
this is
two, three. It's a
yeah.
mess.
I'm
I
selling
love
these
it.
shirts now. I'm selling these shirts
I
now.
love it.
Yeah.
I didn't even
We're gonna
notice.
have to get you one. Gotta get you one. You'll look good in it.
Let's delve a little bit into birth dates and life paths. Okay. When
Okay.
I found
Yeah.
out my life path was a 5, it opened up so many questions I had about myself.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Couldn't
Right.
understand why I was such a free spirit. Couldn't understand why I couldn't make choices. Couldn't understand a lot of things until I realized, oh my goodness, you're a 5. That's
Right. Right.
why, you know? So many people say your birthday is one of the most powerful numbers you will ever have. What
Right.
does a birthday actually reveal about people?
Well, once one thing I've recognized that all the numbers connected to your birthday and your name are powerful, all of them.
Yeah.
I don't like to separate them anymore because a lot of people, a lot of numerologists will, oh, the life path is the most important. People say this is important. All of them is important, and because numbers came through us to guide us, all of them you could tap into to use for any particular moment you want because we are the captain. I have it written on my board. I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. And that's
Yeah,
an
I like
old
that.
saying. So you
Yeah.
gotta big up to Abundance Child. What's up, my sister? Her birthday coming up soon. Big
Hey,
up to her.
abundance child. Thank you for
Yeah,
watching this.
yeah. So it's important. People, please like, subscribe, and share with those that's on a spiritual journey because they're gonna get a lot from this. I'm telling y'all right now.
Yeah.
So family, it's important. Why the every number is important is just like when you put a number and a name of an avenue in your GPS, it triangulates what's going on from one system to another and one antenna to another. Depends on what your system you do. And sometimes you have to get the good one. You have the Google GPS. You have the Waves GPS. Some is better than the other. And
Right.
when you find out which one is better than another, that means you're tapping into more deeper understanding or more information on the numbers and how it can guide you. And again, numbers have its positive and negative. I dare to say it has its positive, its negative, and it's in between where you can be complacent. So I would
Right.
see a homeless person that might be born under a number, which I've done case studies in New York and gave them $1 and told them to tell me their birthday so I can break it down on why they would go down that road in a negative way. I've met people born under Barack Obama's birthday, Fat Joe's birthday, all of them homeless. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Drunk, crazy, out of trouble. But when it comes to that money or when it comes to police, they straighten up and they act right. They get some act right. So
Yeah.
that act right come in. When I look at my numbers or people's numbers, or when I do a consultation with people, I look at the holistic part of it, like Dr. Africa
Mhm.
taught me. Dr. Africa, who was a holistic, may he rest in peace, born January 27th. He always said to look at things especially when he published my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. He published because I did self-publishing first. And then I went to Dr. Africa and he got it into certain libraries and certain places. But
Yeah.
it
Oh
was
man, I
him.
forgot your book. I have it
Yeah,
right there. I'm
I
like,
know.
I want
But
to reach for it. It's right
but
there. I
he's
keep
the
your
one
book on my shelf.
he's the one that said to look at things from a holistic perspective. So I
Mhm.
try and I attempt to keep on looking and keep on digging because you'll find that every number from your month, your day, and the year you're born, from the each letter in your name has its time period that has its strengths. And that's when you get even deeper into numbers. That's when you do. My first consultation wasn't from Lloyd Strayhorn. It was the first consultation on radio was from Lloyd because it was brief, it was quick, it was on radio. But my
Right.
first consultation was from his student, James Dillahunt, who was also he never wrote a book, but he was a very astute student of Lloyd, because even Lloyd said that was one of his students who lived, I think, in the Carolinas right now. No, I don't know how old he is, but that was back in the 80s too. So
Mhm.
uh, uh, every number, whether it's your alignment or achievement number, which you get that from adding the month or day, whether it's your personal number, which is your birth date, whether it's the year numbers, which years usually the year number reflects the wisdom that you came to give to others at a certain age. And then when you add it all up, they call it a life path. But when you start looking at the different cycles that it comes in and the strength that it brings about at a certain period of time, it's called reflection,
Correct.
because the month, the day, and the year have 28 years attached to it. So 28 years of the month, 28 years of the day, 28 years of the year. So you might get by to 80 something years of age, you start reflecting on what you've done in the past and all of that kind of stuff. So these are different modalities, different systems of numerology that I put in all my book. But most of all, I did a culmination in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, because
Yeah.
you'll see that there's tarot in there. You'll see that there's flow line numerology. You'll see that there's Pythagorean, Chaldean. You see different systems. Then I give you recommended reading in the back of
Yeah,
the
you
book.
really did break it down. You
Yeah,
really
and these
did
are
break
brief
it down.
because you can never, Yolanda, you can never give it all, because
Right.
numbers are infinite. It's
Yeah.
constantly going. It's
Even
constantly
where we
more.
were born is
Yes.
determined by an angle and a percentage and all that other good stuff, which is a
Longitude,
number.
longitude, and latitude.
Yeah,
Yes.
longitude, late. Thank you. Yeah,
Yep.
so
Yeah,
numbers. I'm
they
like,
line.
oh, yeah,
All of it, all of it. And I tell people, I tell my clients, I'm not like the movie 23 where and knowing like with Jim Carrey, or with the book the movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage. I don't get too intense to the point that it gets morbid, because yes, even disasters and all of that kind of stuff can be connected to pattern, cycles, and sequences popping
yeah,
up on an esoteric and a physical level. But I try to tell people to live their life, but if you need to use the GPS, turn on the GPS, because all of us don't need a GPS to go to the store, walk to the house, or walk to the park. We know how to
yeah.
get there. But sometimes when you
Exactly.
want to get from one place to another, get from here to the Poconos or here to down south, or here, you need a GPS. Or back in the day, we used Rand McNally map, or we use the stars and moons and everything we back in the ancient days. Remember when they found the
Yeah,
Christ, they was looking for the North Star. They was looking for the star to find where the Christ was. So they were
right,
studying astronomy. Definitely astronomy was all about that. But we got to remember, at one time before it was called science,
right.
which means to know, it was called magic before science. It was magic before science. And then as the Europeans and those people came in with their languages and their tones and their frequencies, now it's science. And now you got to know. Science comes from Scientia, which means to know, and all that.
Yeah.
To know. And what does the Bible say? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but only fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Woo,
Duh.
I love
You got to
that.
get that knowledge. You got to get the
It's
knowledge.
so
You
sad
got to
that they
know
took that
yourself.
away from us as Black people because, this, our powerful melanin plus that knowledge,
Yes.
we would have been a force to reckon with. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes.
are a force to reckon
We
with. I
are.
want us to return back to this so that
Yes.
we'll know who we are on this earth and
Yes.
what we came for.
Yes, we are
So,
powerful beings, but some of us, and that's why I wrote my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. And that's why I even wrote Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated,
yeah,
because a lot of us are affected by trauma.
we
And
are.
that is the problem, from our mothers, our fathers, and even epigenetics, things that's in our bloodline and our lineage, our heritage, that we're still holding on to, and sometimes you got to let go.
Yeah, you do. You really do. You really do.
Because a lot of people suffering from I myself is still suffering from things that happened transpired between my mother and my father. I
Yeah,
seen my mother throw my father out. That's
yeah.
something a son should not have to see. You could have done it while I was sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
But
you see me over the years, some of the struggles I've gone through,
yeah, we talked it. We
still
talked
trying to get through some things that happened to me as a child, but yeah,
yes.
we're on our way.
Yeah. And Iyanla Vanzant said we might not totally heal from it, but at least we can learn to manage it.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
and that's important. And I'm proud of you,
Thank
because you being born under the 20th frequency, which could be a very emotional frequency.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
It can, because of the zero, it adds extremities.
it
Even in
does.
relationship, that's why people, whoever deal with you, have to understand those extremities and learn how to balance those extremities, because the two is still reminding you to balance it, and the
Hmm.
zero is the womb that reminds you to balance it. It's the ether.
Correct.
It's the potential of that 20, that number 2, which deals with balance and companionship and finding union in everything that you do, and make sure you're connected to the creative force in everything that you do. That's what that 20
Exactly.
and that 0 is reminding you, that E adds up to a number 2, and it breaks down. It's one of the most intuitive numbers to have, but it's also the number of the awakening and discernment, and awaken to some great purpose in your life.
Correct.
So,
Yeah, so I wanted to briefly, not we're
briefly,
not going to go all deep into it because of time constraints, but I wanted
yeah,
you to briefly tell us about the numbers. Like, what does one? We'll start with one, right?
okay.
First of all, is zero a number?
0 is a symbol, but some people
It's a
consider it a
symbol.
number.
Okay, got
But
you,
all the numbers are symbols that
got you.
we look
Because
at.
zero really doesn't add up to anything,
And it
but
doesn't. It adds power to
it
anything.
adds power.
Right. It adds power, especially. I mean, it's just like in the banking system. If you have minus, you have the zeros in front. If you have zeros behind it, like you have six zeros. Now you have, it shows you the power. I'm just showing from a basic perspective, but the study of zero has been so unknown because they like to say that Indians came up, the people from India came up with it, but in actuality, zero existed even before that
I
in
thought
the
it is this in
indigenous
ancient Kemet, no?
yeah, in the indigenous connection between here and Africa, yes, or a Kiba line, yes, it did, because in order for you to build everything or anything, you have to have a 0 point.
Right.
There has to be a 0 point of where you're going with this and how you're going to do this and how you're going to present this in any type of way. So they are obviously, if you're building a mound in the Americas and you're building a pyramid in Africa or throughout the African continent, you have to know where the 0 point, especially if it's connected to universal bodies.
Correct.
If you got the certain parts of the Giza plateau is connected to Sirius, you have to understand those connections, that 0 point, and understand it. It's just science mixed with metaphysics now, because it's metaphysical science. And every science, in metaphysics and in regular science, the foundation of it is math.
Gotcha.
Mathematics.
That's
Always.
right.
So you can't take it away. You can't run away from it. You can only run to it and make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's what's important. So as far as from the basic meaning, we can go from 0 to 1 to
Yeah, let's focus on one. What's it's just a little snippet, because I want people to call you and get their numbers read deep,
yeah,
like from the rooters to
book
the
a session
twist.
with me.
Okay.
Book a
Yes.
session with me when they're ready, right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I
please
understand.
do. Okay, because
You know,
reach
it's
King Simon, okay, and schedule your consultation. Text them at 347-496-1022. Again, 347-496-1022. Also, look him up on Linktree, King Simon Numerator. Numero.
She said numero.
That is a tongue tie.
And
Numerator. Okay.
numerator,
Yeah.
yeah, the numerator, yes,
You.
the
All
numerator.
right.
So
Let's talk about one. What is the significance of the one? Because to
well,
me, like when I think of a one, I think of a leader.
right. Leader is one of them, but also one is being daring and ambitious on the
Ambitious, yes.
positive and fearless,
They're
and
the ones who
also
start things.
right. They love to start things.
Yeah,
One,
they love to
everybody want to
start.
be. They're competitive. They
Yeah,
want
one
to. They
start,
want
then
to
won't
be
be
number
no
one.
good.
They,
Yeah,
remember,
ones are very competitive too.
I
Yeah.
mean, they want to be the winner. You won. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Even if it's
exactly.
spelled
Yeah, you
differently.
won.
You
One.
won. Even if it's spelled differently, they want to be that. And then, but on the negative, ones have to be very careful of being arrogant,
Yeah, very
selfish,
self-centered.
cold, and also self-centered. Exactly.
Very
Although
self-centered. Yeah.
self-centered can be flipped to say self-fullness, like Tassili Ma'at from Raw Reality would say. Self-fullness, because sometimes you have to be self-absorbed to get things accomplished and not be distracted. So there's
That
times when
is
you have
true.
to use that. So I understand, even because sometimes your children want from you, your mate want from you, and if you want to build this empire, build your life, you got to be focused. Sometimes
Correct.
people will be considered, and a lot of people that's born with a lot of ones in their chart might be that and have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now, number two, those are the mild-mannered people.
Now,
Those
before
are
you go into the number two,
oh yeah, man.
I just wanted to remind everybody we are on a universal 1 year,
Okay, yeah.
2026.
Yes,
The
it
year
is
of the one.
universal one, but I look at it a different way
Okay,
again.
so let's get through the numbers first, and then tell me the significance of that. So number two, yeah, the mild mannered. I'm not mild mannered.
Not that, yeah, whatever. Mild-mannered, considerate,
Yes,
peacemakers,
yes,
and be very persuasive and charming with their energy. You know,
yes, we are.
on the negative, you got to be very
There's no negative. There's no negative.
on the negative, you got the deceptive, you got the petty. Sometimes you got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
insincere, indecisiveness. You know how that works.
Manipulative.
Yeah, but intuitive, definitely intuitive. And every number have their intuition, but there's certain numbers in the scale of numbers that have a little bit more than others, and you could tap in a little faster,
It's
according
true.
to my
Yeah.
study. That's what I've seen. Now, if if you're born under the number 3, or people born and let's preference the 1, people born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th. Let's preface the number 2. People born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th of the month. Those are the one when we say, or they break down to the number 2. Even the number 11, which is a master number frequency, which we'll touch on, but it still breaks down to the lower octave, the number 2. All right.
Correct. Yes.
And the number 3, people born on the 3rd, the 12th,
Creators.
the 21st, and the 30th. Yes, those are the creative, the popular ones, the confident, the articulate ones, and the musical ones, and the people that love to be joyful, and jovial in a higher manner. And on the negative, they got to be very careful of controversy. They got to be very careful of being reckless or vain, self-indulgent, and or jealous. They have to be very careful of that. You know, a lot of people got to be very mindful. And you know, and especially even if you have a lot of 1s or 2s or 3s in your namesake, you could also attract those things, attract diseases relating to them and connected to them. You could attract all of those. And the days that rule the number 1 would be the Sunday. The days that rule the number 2 would be like Monday. So you got to also pay attention to those numbers that it also rules, and those days that it rules. And then going into the 3, the days that rule the 3 is Thursday, or connected to the number 3 is a Thursday. So those different nuances we get in when I do a numerovational session, because my system is called numerovation, motivating you with your numbers.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, and it's very important that when you go into the number 4 now, people born on the 4th.
The builders. When I think of 4s, I think of being stable. Like they love stability.
Hard workers. Again, people born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, and the 31st of the month. Now, when you start getting into the double numbers, it's a little tricky, because even those double numbers have their separate energy, and in composite numerology, they have their own distinct meaning in older systems of numerology that I wrote in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, and some in Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. But 4, again, is honest. They can be very honest, loyal, disciplined, practical, and steadfast in what they want to accomplish. But on the negative, they can be dull, crude, hateful, sometimes melancholy, insensitive, hard-headed. Those things happen with the number 4. And if you got a lot of 4s in your name, or your life path is a 4, your alignment numbers are 4, or you in a 4 personal year, you could be in those personal years, and those things will show up. You know?
Yeah.
So the next one is 5, right? So
isn't that like a freedom number?
That's considered one of the words,
Choices.
But again, they have multi-tiers. It's all multi-level, because people born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month. The 5th, 14th, 23rd. The 6 deals with balance. All even numbers deal with the balance. 2, 4, 6, 8. All even. As long as they're even, that's the scale. That's the balance that they need.
Oh, wow. I thought because the 5 was in the middle of the chart, it does bring balance to...
No, that's not necessary, because really, even when you deal with the crossroads, the 4 primary numbers for crossroad is the 4, 5, 6, and 7. You got those 4 numbers that are considered crossroad numbers in certain system of numerology. But 5, they're very versatile, very literary, very curious, spontaneous, love their freedom. They need to learn to adapt and improvise and overcome. Big up to the Marines, hurrah. I have a father that was a Marine, a son that was a Marine, former Marine. So 5 is definitely around the Marines, because they're here to adapt, improvise, and overcome, but also be able to deal with crisis.
Yeah.
It's also the number 5. The negative is, of course, self-indulgent, abusive, addictive is also one of the things with 5, related to sex, and can be very irritable because they're not moving or getting things done, or they all over the place with the nerves and all that kind of stuff. And again, there's health benefits to find out. When you find out your numbers and the amount of numbers that you have, you could also recognize the cycles that you're in to prevent yourself from getting that type of ailment also, because that's why you go to doctors. They say, your numbers count. Your count is this. Your this is that.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention. They have count in the medical world. They want to, they got blood count. They got, in your teeth, they got teeth, 32 teeth and all that. You got to understand, some people are losing their teeth. They ain't got number 18 no more on the right and number 19 on the left.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Anymore.
Exactly.
But everything has it. Once you connect it to numbers, what happens with the human existence, it helps them to understand it and understand it better. That's what
Correct.
it is. Bringing down. That's why they'll call zero the womb of the universe, because you want to bring the creative force down to human understanding, man's understanding. When sometimes it's beyond that, but at least it can give you a little sneak peek into the universe. That's all it's doing. Numbers give you a peek into the universe of who your creator is. I am through my meditation, I realized that number has always existed. Man did not create it. It came with man until man was able to discover. Because look at it, 10 fingers, 2 eyes. We got all the counting all on our body. 1 heart, 2 lungs. All of this is here. 2 feet, 10 toes down. All this is here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta think about it. So the counting and the patterns and the cycles and the sequences already existed with us. It was for us to discover it. So moving to the number 6 now. Number 6, people born on the 6.
Remember I always had the troubles remembering what 6 was, and then you said mother. I was like, oh, that's right. So I think of people with 6s, the nurturing.
People born on the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th of the month. Some people have the 33 life pad. They got 33 in their names, or 44, whatever. But 6 is loving, deals with balance. They're very magnetic, very sociable, artistic understanding. Brings truth, justice, reciprocity, and healing and balance, like Ma'at. They come to bring the Ma'atic balance. Even the sign of Libra is connected to the number 6 in astronumerology. So that's the scale, bringing the scale. So understanding that's very important. And, people that have a lot of 6s in their chart, they want to do humanitarian things, serve people. And people born in the 6th month, they want to serve and help people in some form or fashion in their own way. But also they got to be very careful of being imbalanced, going down the self-righteous road, the jealous road, the hard-headed road, the cynical road. They have to be very careful of going down domestic tyranny. So you got men that's born under 6 that have so many, because they're very attractive people, and they attract women like crazy. Women attract men like crazy. That a lot of 6s. Bob Marley was a 6. Lenny Williams was a 6. What's his name? Nipsey Hussle was a 6. All of these 6s attract beautiful people and beautiful things. They could also attract women that might want to take them off their realm. And women also born under that number 6 energy can also, like Natalie Cole. She was born under 6 also. So you got to pay close attention to the 6, because they got to maintain balance. And they are known as one of the healing frequencies also. The even numbers, let me say again, the 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Those are the healing numbers, the numbers of balance that came to bring healing in some form or fashion, where 9 is the culmination of all numbers. So 9 can touch on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7, and 8, and the 9. That's why if you're going through health situations and gone through all those cycles of the 2, 4, 6, and 8, by the time you reach 9, it's either going to take you off the planet or it's going to put you in the hospital if you did not look towards helping or healing or developing some type of plan to reverse the effects of any health issues that came about throughout your 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh yeah, I'm very good at this. I look at all the patterns and cycles and sequences too. And going into the number 7, let's go to number 7.
Spiritual. The spiritual number.
That's one of the words. That's one of the words. That's what again.
They be in their heads.
7 people born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of any month. They're very intuitive, introspective, refined, secretive, philosophical, probing. They dig deep into things. They're not supposed to take nothing on face value. So if you have a lot of 7s in your chart, let's say you have a lot of O's in your chart. Let's say you have a lot of Y's in your chart, a lot of P's in your chart. If you look at the letters connected to the numbers, you'll see 7 is very prominent in certain places. So you can pick up on people's intuition very high. Some of the highly intuitive numbers is known as the 2, the 7, the 11s, the 22s, 33s sometimes. But when you get into the master numbers, that's just a natural inclination and connection to the intuition. But sevens on its negative got to be very careful of being sarcastic, recluse, having no depth, being cunning, too critical of themselves because they overthinking. 4 and 7 in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability.
Highly
you got to
critical
remember,
of themselves.
4 and 7 are the primary numbers for mental health. But the primary numbers in my book is 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3. 5 and 3 being least on the totem pole because usually they're known as the jovial and happy numbers. But if they're going down a nervous breakdown, that's when it can become depressive. So we got to be very mindful. So when these numbers are very prominent in your chart, whether it's the cycle that you're in, the year cycle that you're in, or the monthly cycle that you're in, or the daily cycle, things like that can happen. And we're going into the 1-7, big up to Abundance Child.
You saw that, you peeped that.
my eyes. Remember, I do security, so even when you're out with me at having dinner, my eyes is probing the whole. I know where the exits are. I know where to get out. I got to focus. But I'm enjoying life, but I'm still focused, because you never know when things go down.
We have a question from an audience member, but before I get to his question, I want to go through the numbers first, and then I will ask his question so we can answer it.
Yeah, okay.
Right, go ahead.
Let's finish it all off.
Let's finish it up. 8.
We're going to number 8.
That's the money, honey.
Okay. The people born on the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th. Yes, that's part of it, money, because not only, remember, 8 is a frequency that's known as a karmic number. It's connected to the karmic number. It's a karmic energy that's connected to the planet Saturn. And each one of these numbers are connected to planets too. Yeah, remember. Each one of these numbers are connected to days. So you got to remember these different nuances when you study numerology or use it. Also, I got a course on Udemy called Holistic Numerovation. You could take my introductory course on Udemy, udemy.com. It's also, that's a very good course to take just to start you off on how the methodology that I use called the BAT method, looking beyond, around the trajectory and hearing the numbers, when you start seeing 222 and all that. But number 8, people born on the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th, authoritative, conservative, executive, religious, can be highly religious and spiritual, just like a number 7, similar to, because they have that old soul energy, because 7, 8, 9, those are old soul energy. Also the ability to recognize assets and liabilities in your life, because if you don't have the discipline along with that 8 energy, you can get money and money comes to you quickly. But if you haven't learned how to use it and have discipline with it and how to invest, that's when you can have problems with money. So it can be a money number, but you could also be a number of you losing money because
losing money.
So
that's why in that year, our universal year of I think it was 2024. A lot of people lost money and a lot of people gained money. It was either or. You either lost money or gained money. And I told people because of the
money, we're gonna get into that money frequency, because money is a frequency, crypto is a frequency, Bitcoin is a frequency, all of it is frequencies.
We're gonna talk about that a little later. We're gonna talk about that a little later.
We got a little later. So and the negative of the number, let me finish the negative.
Oh, the 8. I'm sorry, King. Yes, go ahead.
Finishing the negative of the number 8, greedy. You got to be very careful. Greedy, being power hungry, intense scheming, and also you have to be very careful of recognizing again what are assets and avoiding the liabilities in family, places, things, friends, whatever. You got to, because 8 requires loyalty, just like the Cancer does. 8 requires loyalty, and they are very loyal to 4, like the number 4 and the number 8 can be very loyal number frequencies. But if you don't get that loyal, it can be very devastating to them, to the point of tears and crying and all that kind of stuff. And 8 has to be very careful of what they put out, because it will come back to them and smack them in the face. 7 has its a law of attraction number also, but 8, because it looks like the infinity symbol, it is not the infinity symbol, but because of the similarity of the symbolism of it, that's where what goes around comes around. Comes around. There are 2 zeros on top of each other, either correct clockwise or counterclockwise. That's why in the 5% nation it's called the build and destroy number. You can build or you can destroy. It's up to you. It's in your hands, especially when you're born under that 8, 17, or 26. Family, friends, relationships, all of that you can build or destroy, but they can be very loving and loyal people. Let's go to
Correct.
the 9. 9 is last
Okay,
but
you know
not.
what I call a 9-9? You know what I call nines? The super
What you call
saver
it?
holes.
Yeah, they do save. They do like to save people. I can
The
attest to
super
that.
saver holes. Stop
I have a lot.
playing.
I have a lot of 9s in my chart, and I've saved a lot of them.
Always saving somebody. I'll be like, sit down. Leave that person alone. Let them be.
I
Stop
try to.
saving. You can't save
I
a
try to I've tried to save a lot of people in my life. My last name Brown adds up to a 9 in one of the systems of numerology. So I understand the saving. I have a lot of 9s in my name and all that kind of stuff. So I understand the saving. And 1 and 9 have
means a
this
lot.
similarity. You know what? Because but 9 is one of the known as a humanitarian number, a number of courageousness and competitiveness and resourceful, spiritual, and also 9 is the highest single digit number on the chart. So when people are born or connected to that 9, 18, or 27 in the month, I always tell them when they get into arguments or contention and all that, make sure you take the higher road. Always think on a high, don't go on the low, because on its negative, it can be very impulsive, argumentative, contentious, and heartless and narrow-minded.
Ooh.
When it comes to, especially when they defending their family or defending themselves on the street. That's why you see a lot of militaries connected to the number 9. People that 9 likes people that's dressed up in uniform. 9 is connected to Tuesday, which is also connected to Aries. 9 is connected to Aries and Scorpio, where Aries is more warring and Scorpion is more passionate. It's a two different types of 9, but if the Aries person learn how to convert it to the Scorpion energy or that compassionate energy, they can be very powerful people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important. So when you go to the master number 11 now, 11, all master number from 11 all the way to 99 are, from my perspective, like portals of bringing certain equilibrium to the planet. But 11, the known master numbers is usually 11, 22, 33, and 44. Those big up to Blue Pill, who I spoke to him today. The 11, of course, is the equilibrium between the physical and the spiritual, bringing that type of communication of the two together. 22, we know, is the master builder, the master architect, and one of the master intuitive numbers that give guidance on a masterful level. 33 is called the Christ consciousness energy, where whoever got the 33 around them came to do something in a Christ conscious way. And if they're not doing anything under that master number, because great power comes great responsibility, they can be criminal, very criminal, wicked people, very masterful in doing bad also. And 44 is, and 44 is the dedicated number. 44 is trusting in the universe. 44 is laying a masterful building foundation for them to reach other levels to be their best, but making sure that they're trusting in the order, because 4 requires order. And when you have that double 4, it adds up to an 8. Both of them are all orderly numbers, but you have to trust in the order of the universe that's connected. And usually when I do my numerovation consultation, I do not do readings. I want to make sure people are clear in that. This is not a reading.
This is not predictions. This is not predictions. Simply using the art of numbers to just kind of decipher your life or dissect your life. Excuse me.
Yeah, it helps, again, triangulate what's going on in your life, both positive and negative, and take you where you got to go. And it can look like it's predictive, and people say, yo, you reading me spot on, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but again, we pay attention to patterns, cycles, sequences, probabilities, statistics, and possibilities, like science.
Correct.
Because we're looking at the repetitiveness of things. We're looking at the measurable things. We're observing things over time. I've observed since the time that I started studying this stuff, from 89 when the cataclysm was on. But even when I was in the 5%, I was observing certain numbers, the angel numbers, the angle numbers, all of that kind of stuff I've observed for years upon years. And still, I'm so happy and so joyful in seeing certain patterns always pop up, or certain things happen in my family or friends or whatever, or even in my life, even if it's positive or negative. I always have to look at it from a method. I go and consult the numbers to remind me that I'm in that. So calm down, stay focused. You're all right.
Exactly.
Okay, so we ran down most of the numbers. We did what we had to do. Go ahead.
So we have a question from an audience member. He asks, Crossroads, he says, can we please ask King Simon his thoughts on the number meditation system that Professor Moma was teaching to unify the left and right brain? I've always wanted to ask him this. Rest in peace, Professor.
Professor Moma. Right. whatever perspective, I've never really studied him. I've heard about him, but I've never studied. But if whatever perspective he came from, that was the perspective he came to deliver on this earth. Because yes, meditation, I have a meditational system with my own numerovation, because each number have a vibration that you can meditate on. So I don't mind using my own system. So yes, whatever he was teaching, if it's good for you and you resonated to it. So I'm not going to tell you don't do it, because I don't know his system. That I've never studied his system like that. I've heard of it, but I've never studied. But if it resonate with you, just his name alone could tell me. Just looking at just reading his name from the numerology perspective. The M is the 4 plus the 7, and I'm looking at the Chaldean system, plus the 4 plus the 7 plus the H, which is in Pythagorean is the number 27. So right there, it tells me that he was highly spiritual, deeply spiritual. 27, 2 and 7 are the highly intuitive and deeply spiritual numbers, and they have to be productive and creative in order for them to reap the benefits of spirituality. So whatever he did came from up high, and then he translated here on earth for people like you to be able to talk about it. So, but again, if you resonated, I haven't resonated with his energy yet. I've resonated with a whole bunch of other numerologists, but I take what I need to make me better in this realm. And if it makes you better in this realm, go ahead and do it. Yeah. If that's what you want to do. So, that's but I don't know. I honestly don't know his system like that. If you're even spelling the name, I don't know if you're spelling the name right or not, but it looked like you spelled it right. So it is what it is. All right. But that.
All right. I'm being honest. Beautiful sister Abundance Child said, what about when people have a 1 in front of a number like 1 and 8?
Well, anytime 1 is in front of any number from 10 all the way to 19, 1 is the lead number in that succession of the tens. And 1 represents creative aspect, the ambitious aspect, the direct aspect. And then it's telling you, as you're creative, then you got to learn how to make the money from your creativity. And then when you make the money from your creativity, which the 8 represents the abundance and the assets that you're supposed to develop, it equals the 9 that says you got to finish the task from your creativity to your money attractiveness, to finishing what you start, and make sure you promote it on a humanitarian and higher level, letting me know that people born with that 1, 8 or 18 energy, they're not limited with their talents here in Americas. They can stretch it in the Caribbean. They can stretch it throughout and I tell people born on the 18th, because that's such an international number that's connected to the number 9. And in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, if you read the number 18, it's one of the symbols of the material side striving to destroy the spiritual side of nature, but it's also the number of the exploration of secret realms. They're not limited to just the physical realm. They have to connect with the spiritual realm, but also connect on an international level. And if they're going to teach classes, they should put their classes on platforms that can translate their words to other languages, like Udemy, translate my words into Germany, French, Spanish, all of that. It's an international platform.
Yeah. So they need to go visit that so they can visit you.
Like I believe Abundance husband is born on the 18th, the same day as my son. He can translate his music program to international just by putting up a program on Udemy, like myself and Lloyd did, and he can have people from Germany be his student, France be his student, Spanish people be his student, any language. So that's how you do it with that number 1 and 8.
I love it. So guys, we're going to start taking a few phone calls. If you want to call us, give us a call at 347-620-6771. Ask King Simon. He is here in the flesh. You can ask him all the questions, okay? Again, 347-620-6771. And also, please reach King Simon and schedule your consultation at 347-496-1022. Again, 347-496-1022. He will break down your numbers, all right? He'll break it down to the white meat, y'all. Okay.
And let me let them know that I do have 10-minute sessions. Those are pre-recorded. You're allowed to send 3 questions. I got 15 minutes.
Let them know, King. You
got 15-minute session. You'll let them. You're allowed to send me 4 questions, and I record it, and whatever extra I give you within the recording. But my 30-minute and 60-minute session, you get to talk to me directly. 10 and 15, you don't. You just get to text me some questions, what you want to That's like a tune-up. Those two are tune-up. And right now I have a 30% off for my 30-minute session. So my 30-minute sessions are usually 280. It's now 196 until March 20th. I was doing it for the whole Pisces season, the whole zodiac season. Because for my zodiac season, Aquarius, I did it for 50% off. Now I'm into the 30% off with the Pisces season. So I'm going to do it for every season, more than likely, different percentage connecting with correlating with the numbers. So that's what I'm going to work on. So I'm doing that. So yeah, you can go to
Linktree September to get my 90% off or something like.
No, it don't go that way though. Funny because remember around September Libra Virgo, and those are ruled by the number 6 and the number 5. So right around those seasons will be different numbers.
Yeah.
So, but you were saying in your thing, numbers never lie, but numbers lie when people are manipulating them through the computer system, which is created off of numbers, the 0-1.
Yeah.
Because now you get to manipulate them and create some new narrative or create some type. It's just like working for 40 hours a whole week and then only getting 20 hours of work.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, who lied to you on that computer? You know what I'm saying? She said a great explanation. Okay.
Yeah.
Great topic.
Mars. Thank you,
Peace.
sis. That's another enlightened sis right there.
Peace, Miss Mars.
Yeah, she does a lot of I think Nisi is into like astrology, if I'm not mistaken, or the cards.
Okay, she looked like
tarot.
Oh yeah,
tarot. I gotta get her up for reading. So
I put tarot in my book too. I definitely touch on the meanings and connecting to numbers, because tarot also deal with the numbers on the cards also. So the stars of mad guy.
Stuff in the comments I can highlight it so people can read you.
We do what we got to do, man. We got to keep it, keep it real. And I respect to all modalities, because I always say in my book, I said all these different modalities are like the armor of God, the armor of the Creator. You don't just protect your head; you're protecting every part of your armor, and you want to be able to use every modality, from tarot to I Ching to Qigong, all of them, to help do what you have to do to reach the understanding of who you are on this planet and help to guide and navigate better, because there's a lot going on. And because 2026, people say it adds up to a 10, which adds up to a 1. But when you add 20 plus 26, you get 46. So already I see the mental number that you have to be very careful of. You got to find balance with the mental numbers, and then you have the 6, which deals with finding balance. So if your mentality is balanced and you're not letting the scourge of the news get you down, or what Trump is doing and what they're doing, or what the rumors of wars and all that. We've been in the rumors of war since I was born. Here, I'm 59 now. I'm 59 years of age. And
you look good, man. I still can't believe it. Every time you say that, I'm like, no! You know, you still got all your hair.
I ain't using just for men or none of that. I ain't using just for the
tell you something? When I first met King Simon, it was 30 years ago. This man still looks the same like he did back in the club days, y'all. Nothing changed. He's even still the same weight. I don't even think you gained weight over the years.
I lose weight.
You ain't got no dad bod, no nothing.
This picture right here is 30 years ago. This picture right here is 30 years ago. This picture right here is 30 years ago. That was at WWRL. That was at WWRL radio.
So someone says my son Amaru is 13-year-old, born on March 16, 2013. So I'm not sure if she what do you want us to do? Run his numbers? I guess you can. We ain't gonna do all that because
of course they want to do that. I mean, I could
have a breakdown. But can you
break it down? I could break it down briefly, because his numbers.
Yeah, just briefly for her. Yeah.
When you add it all up, his life path is a 7, but his alignment numbers are number 19. And what he has to align with is using his creativity through his intuition, because 16, his personal number, is the number 7, which deals with intuition. But that particular young man have to always make sure he has a plan before he execute, because 16 on its negative is a fatality number. Tupac is born on the 16th. If he had a plan before going downstairs to go hang out with an Aries dude that was going to put a battery on his back, he wouldn't be dead now. He should have stayed up there with his woman. I would have been right up under my woman. I ain't going under there to go fight. I ain't going out there to go hang out. I would have been in that hotel staying my backside right there. He's a 16. So those people born on the 16th of any month have to be very careful. In my book, I talk about the superpowers of the number 16. If you go to my, let me see which chapter of my book you can go to. If you get my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, I give you the superpower of the number 7. And that's in chapter 8. Maximize and activate the vibration of your numbers. So when you go to the number 8 or the number 7 in my book, I talk about the number 7, the number 16, and the number 25. You got to maximize through meditative work, visualizing work, imaginative work. And I talk about for children, this is what you got to do for young people. I said you got to get them into the skills of meditation, spiritual awareness, and also helping to develop their intuitive powers when they're born under that number 16 or 7 or 25th of the month. So as a young child, teach him how to meditate and sit still. I used to take my children to the park. One of them is born under 7. The other one is born in the year that adds up to a 7. My two youngest. And I used to tell them to sit down on this log and close their eyes and listen to what's around them. And they would hear the squirrels. They would hear bugs they would pick up on things. They was young children. So that's what you have to do. One of them was born the 7th of the month. The other one has the year that they was born is also at number 7. So they were very intuitive. And I understood that from when they was young. That's why I told them to sit down. You don't have to always run around the park. Sit down and absorb the park. Because one thing, people that are born under the number 7 or born under the sign of Pisces, they got to be very careful of absorbing too much. You got to observe and don't absorb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. So she could do a 10 minute and she could do a 10-minute recording for him, because I'll break down his name, I'll break down his birthday, the whole thing in 10 minutes. I could break down, and he could listen to it as he getting older to understand what or 15 minutes or half an hour. I can break down whatever. His full name is for the half an hour. The full first, middle, and last name, I break down all of that in a half an hour. Where you can get it pre-recorded and you could have it for him to listen to, so he'll stay on point. I give him the positive and the negative, because people like him have to be careful of the company he attracts, because anybody born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of the month have to be careful of energy vampires.
Yeah.
Got to be careful of energy vampires. Any water signs, any water numbers, like the number 2, the number 7, got to be careful. If you have a lot of waters in your chart, in your zodiacal chart, all of that, you got to be very careful of energy vampires, because water is the natural conduit between the physical and the spiritual realm.
Correct.
You got to be able to tap in and pay attention to your dreams. Have a dream journal. Write your ideas. Write it down. Do mirror magic. But I would not tell people to do mirror magic unless they understand it. Children do it naturally. They'll look themselves in their eyes and they'll see something and they'll be talking to themselves. I used to do that when I was younger. I didn't develop mirror magic more until I was in the Ansarullah community, in the Sufi order under the Sons of the Green Light. And I'm still a card carrying member of the Sufi order.
Again, y'all, please reach King Simon and schedule your consultation. I have a lot of people in the chat just putting their birthdays in. I guess they want us to analyze them, but we ain't got time for all that. So please schedule him for a consultation. He even said he will do 10 minutes for you. 347-496-1022. Again, 347-496-1022. Text him there. Linktree, King what?
Simon the Numerovator.
Because I can't pronounce that.
Numero
time for me.
Follow me. Numerovator.
See, it ain't coming out.
It's like Terminator, girl. Numerovator. But
I don't know why I can't say numero.
Vator. You got numero.
That is crazy. What is up? Niece says you can reach her guys at Niece Mystique. So if you want your tarot read, she's a good tarot reader. Hook up,
That's what she do. Tarot, great. Big up the tarot, man. I love it. I got some good cards myself. I got some consultation cards.
I got some pretty cards up there. Yeah, I sometimes pull them out. And one day I got a card that didn't look too good. I put them suckers right back. I'm like, oh hell no, we don't receive that. We don't receive that.
And look, even if it's the debt card, but Yolanda, even if it's the debt card, like the number 13, it's really representing, it's really representing transformation. It's transformation.
I know. I know.
You can't be afraid
I
of death.
still don't want
We
to
all
see
gonna
that
die.
shit. Show me some money. Sure.
Hey, you might transform into some money. Go ahead.
All right, real quick, King, because I know we gotta go. Your time, because you have a show
Yeah.
after this.
My time is
But this
precious.
guy says I'm 10/6/78. Can you just give him a tiny aspect of his birthday? You don't gotta run it. He should be calling you to get
Right. His life
reading
path is a
done.
number 5. His life path is a number 5, so he has to be very careful of being all over his head. He loves to travel. More likely, very educated. He likes to read books. He likes to study according to his numbers. His alignment numbers are 16, so that deals with he have to be true to his spirit, and he has to stay in tune and listen to his intuition a little bit more. He's born the same day
I guess it's
as
a woman. It's Williams Boss Lady 78.
yeah,
That's
well, big up to William. Okay, her name Boss Lady. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm looking at Williams. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm looking at Williams too.
Yeah. So, but she's born the same day as Neely Fuller, the teacher of Francis Cress Wells and Dr. Francis Cress Wells. So they're very educated, very beautiful, handsome people, especially spiritually. But they have to be very careful of being hard-headed and overthinking and being all over, especially with that frequency and those amount of numbers there. And then when I look at the name Williams, they have the double L's. That's the master number 33. And no matter what Williams add up to, 33 intensifies the meaning of that word, that name Williams. So when you get into a session with me, I look for the double letters in your name. I look for all of that so we can get the nuances, the deeper nuances of what your name is saying and how it correlates with your birthday too. So I ain't giving them too much. I'm just touching the surface.
Just touch on it. So he
those
just
that
said,
are texting me,
more, give him a call.
Those that are texting me, I'll reach you. I'll reach back there. I'll send you the details after I get off the line. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are texting me.
Someone said we will contact you for consultation for full name tomorrow, beloved. Thank you. Please do. No, I'm telling you, King Simon helped me so much throughout my whole entire life. And I'm talking about since I was a 19-year-old girl. Get into the club because I can't get into any clubs. I was too young. I got into his club. Shoot.
But SOBs were hooking you up, and you came with mama too.
Hooking me up throughout my whole entire, even now with my businesses. This man is one of the most unselfish men I have ever met. That's why, King, I will always. Wherever I go, you go. I will always.
We got big things coming up. We got big things coming up with land one day.
We do. Yes, we do. Got to get this land, honey. Got to make a big impact.
I can't wait. Let me say this. Thank you for showing your journey of losing weight on your channel, man. That was very powerful because you're born on the 20. You're born on the 20. That rules the stomach, so you got to discipline the stomach, and that is very important. I'm so proud of your journey, girl.
You. 121 pounds down.
And naturally,
y'all. Naturally. None of that. Them drugs that everybody be taking. I did mine way before them drugs became popular. Yeah, naturally. Mind, body, and spirit, when it connects, it's just a beautiful thing when your mind, body, and spirit connects.
And shout out your coach, man. The coach
Kenya Crooks in the house. I love Kenya Crooks. My coach, one day he gave up on me. Then he called me. And he had a heart-to-heart talk. He was like, girl, why you don't think you deserve this? That was all he had to say to me.
That's a Les Brown quote.
I was like, am I not saying that I deserve better? And I was through my man. It's been on ever since.
That's a Les Brown quote. You deserve.
Yeah.
You deserve to take care of yourself. I was watching Les and his brother. His brother looked sickly and out of it, but Les still walking and doing his thing without a cane and everything.
That's right. How old is Les Brown? 99.9 years old.
He's 81.
91. I know he like 99.9.
He's 81, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, I was close then.
That's my boy. That's my boy. You ain't gonna dog my boy now.
I love him though. I love Les Brown. I love him.
Yeah, he's 81 years of age, man.
Oh, that is wonderful.
He's born the same year Bob Marley was born, 1945.
Oh, so, my goodness.
Yeah, so big up to him. Big up to all those that are my mother. She's 86, so big up to them. She's still gardening and doing her thing. So
I love that. That's what's up. As you should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, son, I wish I could keep you for a longer period, but I know you have a show coming up.
Yeah, I got another show coming up. I know. I got another
Can
show
you
coming
stay
up.
for like
Yeah.
5 more minutes?
5 more minutes. Cinco,
Okay,
cinco,
thank you. Because I
cinco.
really want to ask you this question. This has been one of the top questions ever. Thank you, Abundance Child. I love you, girl. I gotta follow you.
Look at my new shirt.
I love it. I'm getting that shirt. Make
We're
mine a
gonna
large.
die.
I ain't
We're
as
gonna
skinny
die.
as
We're
you.
gonna
Just
die.
make
We're
mine a
gonna die.
large.
We're gonna die. Back in the day, it used to take a long time.
It's a mess. Yo, I don't even think the young people understand what your shirt means. They just see numbers. But we old heads know that's a dial. That's what you used to use to dial the phone.
Yo,
But it's okay.
you try to dial 911, you over. You dead by the time you dial 911.
Okay. All right. You's a mess. 9. Pow.
What? You try to call the operator.
My side is hurting. That is so messed up.
It's so messed up for real.
You're too much. Why are you like this?
I got Anthony. As a matter of fact, I let people know I got Anthony Browder on March the 21st in Nicholas, Brooklyn.
Tell us what's your schedule like?
Yeah, Anthony Browder for the first time in Nicholas. I remember the Browder Files. I remember Nile Valley Civilization. He's coming out with his third installment of the Browder File called The Browder Perspective, about his 50 years in this whole thing that he's been doing for all these years. And those who can make it, we're doing a fundraiser for Nicholas, Brooklyn, April the 18th. Already we got confirmed Professor Smalls, Black Dot, Mama Ella, KT the Arch Degree, Blue Pill said he's coming through. People are just coming to speak for like 10, 15 minutes just to bring, all the door money is going to Nicholas to keep that door open after 52 years of business. We want they stay open, and we're going to support Monique. I'm going to be MC alongside Joshua Sarah and Mashari. We're going to be MCing that, but it's going to be musical guests passing through all of that on the 18th, Saturday, the 18th of April. So if you can make it down wherever you are in the tri-state, or if you want to be, come on over, man. We're going to do a live stream also, but we want people to come and feel the energy. We're trying to get Kaba Kamene there. We're trying to get a lot of people there that already spoke at that place. Everybody that has spoken there, man, boom, I want them to be there to come and join if they can make it. I'm not going to force everybody, but we're going to have food. All the vendors will be there. You support the vendors and pay one price to get in and support the vendors and everybody else. So it's going to be good. Can't wait. So, but Anthony Browder is going to be here March the 21st. So what's the question you wanted to ask me? I'm sorry.
Okay, really two, but I know we probably only have time for one. Why do people keep seeing repeated numbers? Now, and I know that's loaded, but before I really delved into who I am now, I kept seeing repeated numbers, and it became loud. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 12, 11, 11. 11, 11 was the biggest one I would see. 1, 1, 1, of course, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Got a receipt for 6, 6, 6. Okay. I used to get those all the time. And I thought it was like telling me to play the lotto because, I usually don't play the lottery. Right. So I would go and play the lotto, never win. I said, no, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's telling me something. What is this telling me? So why? And I finally got it.
What did you get?
Remember, I used to predict the lottery numbers.
Yes, you was good at that, and
I was real good at predicting lottery numbers.
But 20, if you're not the winner of it, that means you're supposed to share it with somebody.
Correct.
People born on the 20th. You know what I'm saying? Because
so I will share my numbers. The ones that I didn't win, I will share them with everybody because I want people to win money.
Right, and if they give you a percentage, beautiful. If they don't, that's cool. But because you're gonna get yours in the spiritual and the back end and on another level with your business. You're always gonna get that. That's why in my lessons, in my membership on King Simon Presents Only Quality People, I taught a whole breakdown of lottery of life. The word lottery and of life, and how really it's not about the lottery, because we know lottery was started in America by a Casper Holstein. He was born December 7th. He started the whole number system and the whole lottery here. And then, of course, they took it to the whole nother level after that. But It was a black man that did that, that started that whole number system back in the day in
Of
Harlem.
course we
So,
did. We know we like
and
to run the numbers.
yeah, yeah. But when you're seeing that, I always
Yeah.
tell people that the word angel and angle is the same word. It's just mixed up. So when you see angel numbers, it's an indication of what angle you have a choice to
Angle.
take, whether the positive angle of the angel number or the negative angle. Because, like I've said before, criminals, especially in that lottery world back in the day, like the Lucky Lucianos and all those great the Schultz and all those gangsters, they seen numbers too, 444, 333, but they was doing their gangster stuff, but didn't
Yeah.
see the esoteric meaning of it. So when you start seeing 1, 2, 3, you can see it from 1 being creative, 2 being compassionate with your creativity, 3 being expansive with it, but it adds up to a number 6. Make sure you're balanced with it. You can see it from all those type of angles if you look at it. You see
Yeah.
1 we already know is a creative aspect, but when you see a multitude of 1s showing up, whether it's 111 or 1111, you know that there is a portal being open for you to make a decision whether you're going to move on a spiritual level or you're going to move down an unspiritual level. It's waking you up. It's always going to give you warnings, even when you see it on a phone. If you see it on a car driving by, some people will tell you to meditate at that point of time, but I wouldn't try to tell you to meditate while you're driving.
Right, exactly. Right.
Of course, but if you do see it, then you think about it, keep that in your mind, keep it in your mental Rolodex, and then boom, do what you got to do with it. But make sure, I tell people, look it up online, but always look that there is a positive and a negative. So if you're not doing the productive and positive part of it, you more than likely are going down the negative that your angels are seeing, your ancestors are seeing, that your divine parents are seeing. And those numbers are just a reminder that you could take the 4 roads I got in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. The constructive road, the obstructive road, the destructive road, or the complacent road, where you're not doing nothing. You just come comfortable where you at. They're there for a reason. It's no coinky dink. It's synchronicity now. So it's time for people to pay attention. And again, look at the holistic meaning of all of it, both positive and negative, and then look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I doing the positive of what this frequency is revealing, or am I doing the negative of this frequency that is revealing? Simple as that.
Wow, that was beautiful. Okay, just parting words. Can you give us a little bit about 2021, and then I am done with
2026. 2021 was
right. Why would we think of 2021? What happened in 2021? What?
Oh yeah. What happened?
What happened?
We know what was going on around that time.
But for some reason it just popped in my head. Like, we're in 2021, 2026. Give me some good positive.
It's funny that you said 2021 because your life path is a 5 and 2021.
I know. Can I tell you something?
You attract patterns to yourself.
I do attract, because I was in a sea of coach yesterday and I had to pull a ticket. And the ticket I pulled was because I had a speech I did yesterday at a prayer closet. 122 was the ticket. And I was like, okay, I see you, universe. That's a 5. I see you. Like, I just knew. I was like, I got this.
Yeah. And look at the 1.
Yeah.
But look at the 1 and look at the 22 also. Look at all of them holistically, because the 1 is telling you something and the 22, and then it equates to the number 5. Look at it. Correct. Then it's telling you to expand off of the 1 and the 22. Expand and grow from
off of it. Yes.
So it's a reminder. That's what I see when I do. That's why
I love it that you.
I'm finishing off.
Tell us about 2026, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. Let me tell you, I'm gonna be finishing my angel numbers book, because I kind of got perturbed because my last computer disintegrated the whole file.
Oh, and no, that's not good.
I finished it all the way to 999, and it just disintegrated. But I'm glad I saved it somewhere else. So
Thank goodness. I was going to ask you, did you save it?
It's not. It was time for it to come out. It's time to vote. So I'm going to bring it out. Let me just work on it and type it all over again. It's going to be crazy. But 2026, as we're getting ready, as we're getting into the midst of it more now, we're just in the 3 months. Y'all just got to remember that 2026, although it adds up to 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune energy, according to tarot, big up to Miss Mars, who does tarot. It's the Wheel of Fortune, but it can go either way. AI adds up to the number 10 also in numerology also. And we got to recognize that because it's a number of new beginnings, it could be new beginnings positive and new beginnings negative, where we got wars and rumors of war, again, a new war, a new this. They come up with wars all the time. But for every individual out there, you got to look at it from what is your creative stance on this planet right now. The 20 and the 26 as up to 46, being mentally founded and mentally level-headed during whatever they're putting out there, making sure that your mind is right, because 2026 add up to 46 is about being disciplined with your mind and not letting the news or letting the media confuse you and lower the frequency of your thoughts, lower the energy of your thoughts. And the 6 is reminding you to be balanced. And then 4 plus 6 equals 10, where there can be a fortunate wheel coming your way, both positive and negative, but we want to make sure y'all stay on the positive. That's why the discipline and the balance must be there, because of the 20 dealing with, in compound numerology, 20 dealing with the awakening to some great purpose for everyone on the planet if they recognize their powers. And the 26 saying you got to also be very careful of the partnerships that you allow in your life. Be very careful of the people that you bring into your life, because 26 in compound numerology, that it tells you have to be very careful of that, but you have to be healing and forgiving and learn how to find balance, but yet be alert through your intuition, through your mental intuition, through your physical intuition, through your spiritual intuition. You got to be alert. So there's a lot that comes with 2026, not just 2026 adds up to 10, which breaks down to 1. That's good, but that's one aspect of it, when you can look at it from a holistic perspective, from my perspective.
Beautiful. No, that was King. Every time I talk to you like this, I like, you may be making me want to cry. Not like ooh, sad tears, good, happy, enlightenment tears. I'm so enlightened by you. So enlightened. I've always been so enlightened by you.
Thank you. Thank you for being my insurance lady to the stars.
You are so welcome. I'm honored to be.
Happy Women. Happy Women's History Month too. Happy Women's History Month to all the beautiful Women's History forever, ever, forever, ever.
And we had our first man on our show during Women's History Month.
And I'm going February 1st. I'm going February 1st. Ain't that something? I'm going February 1st.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
It does mean something to me. It means something to me, girl. Stop playing.
King Simon, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to have you on again.
Sure, anytime. You know that.
It was a pleasure having you here.
I simulcast on my show, on my channel also, so we could do that again and simulcast on interview. I could interview you and simulcast on your platform. I got to show you how to do it. I don't know if you know how to do it, but
I know, right? No, I know how to do it now. I learned a few things. I learned something.
Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction.
Use a mess. Again, do text King Simon at 347-496-1022. 347-496-1022, and look him up on Linktr.ee at King Simon the Numerovator.
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much.
Why are you so silly like
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Yolanda. Thank you very much. Superstition. Riding on the wall.
Use a full mess. A full mess. I love it. Anywho, we have another show after this, guys. Coming on with Sister Sophia next. If you guys want to tune in and stay with us, 7 o'clock, we got Sister Sophia coming up, and we're going to be talking about our white people suffering from Armageddon. It's going to be a hot one.
It's going to be a hot one. Armageddon is hot. That's hell for white folks.
It's hell, yeah.
On my show, I have Dr. Shakira Moore, the iridologist, coming up at 8 o'clock. So make sure y'all tune in. Yeah, 8 o'clock. Thank y'all so much. And this Wednesday, I got Anthony T. Browder, Professor Browder, on my show on Wednesday. So thank you all so much. Thank you so much. And I got to
Simon on his channel, y'all. My Extraordinary crew, Extraordinary Women crew. Visit him on his channel. He has a great lineup tonight. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to his channel and hit that notification bell so you can get all his videos.
Thank you. Love you, Yolanda.
Love you too, my brother.
And there's nothing you can do about it. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And big up Ramadan Mubarak to all you Muslims out there fasting this month. I've been fasting this month, so but big up to all you Muslims that are fasting. Assalamu alaikum and Hotep, Shalom, peace, Islam to everybody out there. All of that. And Rahubat to all the Nuwapians. All right, beautiful.
All right. Peace, y'all. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.